Hi, I am Giorgio Gigini of the Aqua Map team. Today we are going to describe you how the Aqua Map Master works. Aqua Map Master is a set of functionalities that is loaded on top of the Aqua Map application. The first item is the Wi-Fi connection. You will be capable of connecting your NMEA devices through a Wi-Fi gateway with the application. So you will be able to see the echo sounder, the anemometer, compass, and the external GPS directly on the application. The second item is the AIS. Using the same technology with the Wi-Fi gateway, you will be able to see all the other boats using the AIS in a range of 40 miles around you. The third item is the Route Explorer. Route Explorer is a new functionality that will be able to show you all the interesting objects along your route while you are navigating. Marinas, the next fuel station, hazards, bridges, and the corresponding estimated time to arrival. The last two items, 4th and 5, are cartographic items. The first is US Army Corps of Engineers surveys. It's an overlay of an additional bathymetric layer to improve the navigation along the most important waterways in the United States. The last one is the US Coast Guard list of lights and local notice to mariners. In the next minutes, we will explain in detail all these 5 items. Thank you, and sorry for our English. We are Italian.
Hi, I'm Claudio Bo, and I'm a team member of Aqua Map. Today I will explain how you can connect your both devices to Aqua Map application. The first things that you have to do is to create a Wi-Fi connection between your devices and the application. Normally you do this buying a NMEA bridge that will allow to connect the different devices into a single element, and then this element will send through Wi-Fi to the app the needed information. So you enter in the connection page, then you create a new connection with the top right button plus. Now you see already 2 connections done by me for this test. When you create a new connection, you can select between different existing devices. If you have just taken both the device and installed on the boat, you can simply select one of these options and go on without any problem. You can also eventually change the selected device, or manually enter your information. In this case, you have to select the type of protocol that your device uses. So we support NMEA and the new protocol Signal K. You have to select the type of Wi-Fi protocol, TCP or UDP, and then enter the basic information to connect to your NMEA bridge. That is the IP address and the port number. The last setting, as you can see, is the NMEA checksum. Substantially, if you disable it, the system will accept any type of sentence. If you enable it, the system will accept only the sentences with the checksum, with the correct checksum. Okay, now let's see what you also see with let's take one of the existing connection that I've already done and then enable it. To start a connection, you see display on the bottom part of the page. When you enable it, you see in the status what is happening, and you can also, typing on it, see the log of everything is going through the channel. you see that a new box appeared, that is the transducer offset. This appears only when you receive depth information through your connection. Here you can enter your transducer offset. Now, which type of information do we manage through this Wi-Fi connection? You can receive external GPS information, depth information, heading or compass information, and wind information. In this page, you can select one by one which of these data you want to be managed by your app. And in case you have multiple input for the same type of data, for example, you have two transducers on the boat, then you can also select which of the two has to be used. Okay, now let's see how this data is used inside the app. First of all, the GPS is used to locate your boat, but it's also used for all the other functionality of the app. So for example, the anchor alarm use your external GPS, the track recording we use your external GPS. Everything in the app that use a GPS position, we use your external one. And you can notice that you are using your external GPS because if you see the top left icon, there is this small Wi-Fi symbol, and also on the bottom window there is this external GPS label. The other information used, as we said, are the depth that is in this window. Note that if you in your My Boat you set the draft of your boat, so let's see, for example, here we have 4 feet. If we put a 8 feet draft, you see that now we have this box that become red, and you also have a voice warning about the fact that depth is now dangerous for your boat. Other information that you receive is the wind that is displayed in this box, and then the heading or the compass information that is also displayed in this box. Pay attention that heading is also used to draw the icon boat. So if you look carefully to the icon boat, you can see that the boat icon itself is in the direction of the compass, whereas the heading line, the purple one, is in direction of the GPS movement. Let's now see another type of data that the app is able to manage. I'm talking about the AIS data. Let's activate this data. Let's remove the other one for clarity, and now I activate the AIS information. And let's see the dedicated page to manage this type of information. Here you can enable or disable the collection of the AIS information. You can see the targets list. This is obviously a simulated case, and you can see different type of icon. The triangle icon is a boat that is moving. The round icon is a boat that is not moving. And also the different size of the icon represent a different size of the boat itself. You also have the list of friends. Friends are special AIS target that you market as friends, and they will be recorded by the application and will be always recognized as friends, and also drawn on the map with a different color, the red one. So in this way, you can store in your application, a record in your application, which are the MMSI of your friends, and always recognize them when they are around you. Other settings. The first one is to display or not display the targets on the map. You can select which type of class to display, decide if you want to display or not display the lost or the moored boats, and finally you can decide the length of the course line. The course line will then be divided in small steps and will help you understand where you cross the AIS target on the map. We will see later. The last part is related to the collision avoidance. So if enabled, the system automatically calculates for each target the CPA and the TCPA. So calculate substantially the closest point where you will be with a certain bot at the time when this will happen. Here you can set the parameter that will trigger an alarm. So in this case, if in the next 10 minutes I will be nearer to any bot of 350 feet, then there will be an alarm in the system. The alarm could be just visual, or you can have a sound that could be a voice or just a beep. And these are the settings you have. Then let's see what you see on the map. You see this new triangle, this new brown triangle. These are the targets recognized by the AIS. And this round one on the top is one that is not moving. You can see this line on front of them. The system just recognized a possible collision with this one. Now the collision is no more possible. You see that this line has step. This is step that represent 1/10 of the length that you defined for your reading line. We had 10 minutes, so each step in 1 minute. So you know where this bot will be, if the bot will follow this route, will be in the next 1, 2, 5, 10 minutes. Now, if you tap in any of these icons, you can have information like the name, the distance, the CPA, and the TCPA of each single bot. Tapping on the I, you have the detailed information of this target, and here you can set if this is a friend or not. If you store as a friend, this will be recorded in the app, and next time you will have this bot in your targets, they will be recognized as a friend. This is, for example, a friend. You see now is green. And each time in the future, this bot with this MMSI will be recognized in the AIS target. This will be recognized as a friend. The box on the left, which related to the AIS, will show the most dangerous target for you. So we show the target with the lowest CPA, so the one that you will go nearer in the next 10 minutes. In case you have multiple dangerous targets, it will show the one that you will meet sooner. Okay. So substantially, this is everything, all the information that you have available with the AIS information. Please keep in mind that this will not work. So the alarm system will not work if you put the app in background. So if you close the app, that will not raise any alarm. To avoid to have the app in background, you can eventually set the disable auto lock feature. In this way, your app will not automatically auto lock, and so will continue to stay on, and you will continue to have the system perfectly working. Thanks for your attention, and in case you have any issue related to this feature or any other feature, please contact our support through mail. Thank you. Bye.
Hello, I'm Enrico Valle of the Aqua Map team, and we will see now the Route Explorer function available with the master of Aqua Map. The aim of the Route Explorer is to find all the relevant objects that you encounter along your route. For example, in the route that we see in the picture, we can open the route info page of the application, and we will see in the first line the name and the description of the route. In the third line, we have the total distance, the total time, and the fuel required to complete the route. In the bottom section, we have all the waypoints. For each waypoint, we can see the distance and the direction to the next waypoint and the time required to reach it. Starting from the second waypoint, you also have the cumulative distance and cumulative time from the beginning of the trip. In the second line of the user interface, you can see the summary of the Route Explorer finding. In this case, we have 22 hazard, 28 bridge, and 68 marinas and anchorages. You can also see that the system highlights that the type of fuel is gas, and the best price you find in the trip is $2.8. And also the system gives 3 dangerous bridges. These indications depends on the setting that you put in the My Boat section of the setting page. Let's see where it is. You can activate the settings of the system, go to the My Boat, and here you can find the fuel type that can be gas or diesel, the age of the boat, and the beam. Based on this indication, the Route Explorer calculates the dangerous bridge and the type of fuel you require. Going back to the Route Explorer information page, we can select the information icon near to the Route Explorer section and go into the detailed list of found objects. In the top of the page you can see the type of objects selected: marinas, anchorages, hazard, bridges, and waypoint. Marinas, anchorages, and hazard are selected from the Waterway Guide and Active Captain databases. The bridges instead are searched inside the nautical charts. You can see the list of found objects. Again, you have the waypoints, and then between 2 waypoints you see the objects found in that segment of the route. For each object you have the distance from the beginning of the route and the time from the start of the route. For each object you can also see the detailed information if you select the information icon, and you can have all the data associated to the object. In the filter page you can remove categories of objects that you are not interested in. For example, if you don't want to see the waypoints because you already have this information in the route info page, you can select none in the filter and the waypoint will be removed. Still, you will use the waypoint to identify in which segment the found objects are. You can also notice that using 2 different databases, the Active Captain and the Waterway Guide, you can have duplicated information. If you don't want to have this and you rely, for example, more in Waterway Guide database than in Active Captain database, you can remove the Active Captain from the chart display, because all the searched objects are those present in the chart displayed. We can go back in the setting page, switch off the Active Captain, and here we can see that again, if we go into the Route Explorer information, the Active Captain are no more there. The filtering section in the top of the page can be switched off when not necessary, or switched on if you want to act on the selection. Let us see what happened during the navigation. If we start the navigation of the route, on the left side of the top left side of the screen, you see the standard navigation window with the target waypoint, and on the top the total time to arrival and total distance to arrival and estimated arrival time. In the bottom you can see the distance, the direction and the time to the waypoint, to the target waypoint. The Route Explorer information are those present in the window on the right part. Here we have for each category of the Route Explorer the next object that we will encounter along the route. For each object, we have again the distance and the estimated arrival time. Tapping on an object, you can go in the map where the object is, or also you can see the detailed information regarding this object. If you tap on the window, you go back to the list of all the objects in the route. You can notice that now the timing information is the estimated arrival time to that point and not the elapsed time from the beginning of the trip. The last important feature that we have to analyze is the possibility to highlight an object. For example, in our list of found objects, we can highlight a lift bridge, and we can highlight a marina. At this point, we can see a new window in the middle of the screen that presents the highlighted object, the next highlighted object, its distance, and the estimated arrival time at that point. This is very important because you can, for example, monitor constantly when you will reach a lift bridge that opens only at certain hours, or for example, you can monitor when you will reach a marina where you have an appointment. Tapping on the icon in this new window, you can also remove the highlighted object and you will see the next highlighted object. I want still to go in the application setting page and show the settings that are related to the Route Explorer. In the Route Explorer setting page, you can decide to show or not the Route Explorer navigation window, switching on or off this button. And you can also decide the ranges for the operation of searching the object depending on the kind of object you are looking for. Thank you for your attention. I hope you will enjoy the route navigation with Route Explorer, and I apologize for my English, of course. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hi, let's talk about the US Army Corps of Engineers survey now. We talked with several customers, and we discovered that in the United States there is a big traffic of vessels along the waterways, inland waterways, and especially in the Atlantic intracoastal waterways. This let us thought about the quality of the cartography we had in those areas. And if we check the NOAA charts, it's quite evident that the level of detail is non-existent. Very old survey and without any depth information almost at all. And some years ago, NOAA also decided to remove the magenta line because it was unreliable and so dangerous for the navigation. The US Army Corps of Engineers is in charge of the maintenance of about 25,000-mile channels in the United States, as well as 400 ports and harbors. And they have created a database of about 65,000 surveys along the all waterways in the United States. So we decided to use that database and create a new product that is a new overlay of bathymetry to improve the quality of the information into these important waterways. Let's see we know that along the Atlantic intracoastal waterway there are several spots with dangerous shoaling, like for example Browns Inlet, Lockwood Folly, Dow River, just to name some of them. Let's see what happened, for example, in the Lockwood Folly. As you can see here, according to the NOAA chart, we should have some dredged areas and some navigation line suggesting us to go straight in this position. Even if, as you can see, we have several hazard points from waterway guides and active captain highlighting a problem in this area, a shoaling problem. Let's switch on now the US Army Corps of Engineers data. You immediately see there is a big shoaling growing north in this position, and if we used the NOAA chart, we were certainly touch the bottom here. US Army Corps of Engineers survey have been drawn with the very bright colors to highlight the dangerous part in red to the boaters, and then green where you have a better situation, up to the blue where you have a safe navigation. Let's check the setting page for the US Army Corps of Engineers surveys. You can switch on off them. You can select the maximum age of the data you want to display. You can have all the 65,000 survey on the screen, or only the last 3 years, or only the last 1.5 years, or select the number of months to set the age of your data. Meanwhile, you can also decide to fade or not the older survey. As you can see here, the older survey are faded while the newer are bright colors. US Army Corps of Engineers is weekly updated, and you can find detailed information about the date of the survey. For example, here in Lockwood Folly, the central canal is of 24 August, while the newer survey just above is the 8th of September. As you can see, in few days the shoaling has been moved of about 30 feet. This was the August survey, and this is 50 feet in just a few days, a couple of weeks. Also, Robert Shearer, our friend Bob 423, is using our US Army Corps of Engineers survey overlay to plan the best route to navigate the Atlantic intracoastal waterway. Let's profit of this area to introduce the last of the 5 items we have in the Aqua Map Master, the US Coast Guard list of lights and local notice to mariners. As we can see here, the NOAA buoy in this area, the 47A, is placed in a position that is quite old because of the shoaling. NOAA in general in the intercoastal waterway do not update very frequently the charts and do not reflect the latest change in the buoyage system. For this reason, we decided to implement the US Coast Guard list of lights and local notice to mariner. The list of lights is a database of about 50,000 buoy and lights with detailed information and frequently, weekly and daily updated by the US Coast Guard to reflect the real situation on the field. Let's try. Let's switch on then. Now you can see that a new buoy appeared on top of the old one with a small US Coast Guard flag at the bottom of the icon. This is the US Coast Guard list of light data. The new buoy is in the proper position according to the shoaling. Maybe should be a little more north due to the last movement of the shoal. But there are several feet, 150 feet difference between the NOAA buoy and the US Coast Guard buoy. Let's see the setting page of the US Coast Guard. We can hide and show them on the screen. We can update manually the database just pressing the Update Now button. We can define how to update the data daily, if you want to never update daily automatically, or only when you have Wi-Fi, or always. You can set up the size of the icon on the screen, and you can decide if you want to also simultaneously show the NOAA buoy normally or faded or hide them. Now you see this NOAA buoy is faded. Whenever you will see such a symbol on the left side of a US Coast Guard buoy icon, it means you have a local notice to mariner affecting that buoy. This kind of symbol, an X, means the nav aid is missing. There are other symbols like this. This, for example, is an off position, off station symbol, and there are other 3 or 4 to quickly explain the kind of notice to mariner applied to those objects. But the local notice to mariner are not only for nav aids. They are applicable also to larger areas. You just have to tap on the map and then you will get the icon. Press on the right icon to access the area local notice to mariners. You get a page with general notice to mariners, advanced notice, shoaling information, and dredging. And sometimes you can also have the 5th tab with the event are going to happen shortly in that area. Local notice to mariner as well as the list of light are updated weekly. And we also update the list of light daily with the most important changes published by the US Coast Guard districts.